There has to be a master plan when you have weather like this on a get out for today. When you look at the beautiful weather, can we just give a big round of applause for this amazing weather as we're getting to work? Now, I don't normally dress like this to rallies, but I just came from Southeast Washington, D.C. And the thing I have to tell you is that our mission here today is a righteous mission. That when people ask me why I'm an environmentalist, it's because I believe we have to protect not just the planet, but the people that are most likely to suffer the consequences of not taking care of the planet.
Woo! Yes, and the polar bears.
So I don't always talk about a climate bill to my family. What I talk about is the Gulf oil spill. You and I know the consequences of not taking care of the environment. When I look at what BP has done to this country, I think if it had been another foreign government, it would have been an act of terrorism. If we told you someone was going to come in, just imagine that we hear this on the news. The Iraqi government has spread oil through all of the ocean. Fishes and animals are dying and people can't go to work. And then what I told you is, but don't worry, they'll handle the mess. You might say that didn't seem appropriate. You might say that's not the best of who we are. But I have to tell you that as we think about what we do for the next couple of years, there's a couple of easy and a couple of hard solutions. The easiest thing to do is to blame the president. Right? We can say, he messed up that climate bill, but we did it. We did it all. We did it perfect. But the reality is we didn't. We really didn't. And I wish I got to tell you that we did. This next year is going to be about something that's got to get very exciting to us, which is going to be protecting the EPA. We are going to have to strike strong and hard to protect the role of the EPA. So I just want you to know, how many people are excited about protecting the EPA? How many people are doing things like fighting to protect AB 2032, Proposition 23 in California? What we have to be clear on is there has to be a coalition of the willing who want the government we deserve. Amen. Because what this is about is the forces, what they want us to do is turn against each other. They want us to say, I'm an environmentalist, we should have done the climate bill, not immigration. I'm for people of color, I'm not for those folks. But we have to be clear, the forces that are fighting Proposition 23 in California are the same forces that are fighting immigration reform. They're the same people that are fighting the rights of women, they're the same people that are fighting the kind of country that we want to be. So when I tell people I'm an environmentalist because I've been with fishermen in Louisiana who are losing their life. I'm an environmentalist because if we don't take care of this planet, if you've been to Africa, Southeast Asia, they are paying the consequences of global warming. And I have to tell you before I leave something that was incredibly heartbreaking to me. I testified in Congress. It's not the heartbreaking part, but I testified in Congress, and I think I'm doing a good job. I said, we have to pay attention because if we don't be careful, we're going to just protect those who have yachts, not those who have boats. And a Congress member said to me, Miss Ellis-Lamkins, I have 700 scientists who say that global warming isn't real. And I thought, how in this day and age can I be in front of the United States Congress and a Congress member is saying to me global warming isn't real? But here's what's more frightening. Those who deny it because they can afford to.
Yes.
What we have to remember is we are the voices of people who don't get to often be heard. That when you are in places, when you're in places in Southeast Asia and other places, getting bit by a bee. Oh.
It went away.
Okay. This is how that when you watch what's happening, you realize that you know why they're afraid of global warming? Because they're scared of they're afraid of what it's going to do for their national security. They recognize that they'll be fighting over water and food. When you go to places in the United States where it's cheaper to buy a Coca-Cola than a glass of water, you know you're in trouble. And so the reason I wanted to be here with you today is because what we know is we have to remind ourselves, we're not a cap and trade movement. We're a movement that wants to defend the rights of people to live on this planet and to take care of their families. We're a movement of people who want to make sure that the economy is right. That's who we are. So when people ask you where you were today, say, I was defending the rights of the people that live in Louisiana to have an economy that lets them survive. I was at a place where we got together and said, just because you're born in Africa or Asia doesn't mean you should have to lose your home because the planet is getting warmer. We are the people, and what we can't allow them to do is to turn us against one another, but to be clear that our mission is righteous, our mission is incredible, and our mission is to protect the planet, protect the people, and to recognize that we are warriors and soldiers prepared to make it happen.